Look, I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with the showstopper. So hot, you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff, then I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit him right in the chest. It be looking like magic. Better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone. I'm bad to the bone. Eating up these pig skins like they chicharrones. And you a douche cabron. Mira, mira at the mirror on the wall. I'm the greatest of them all. They gon' put me in the hall. Your name is only written in a bathroom stall. Quit your stalling and make a play. My drive too long. Pop the clutch, I don't pump the brakes. I know what it takes to gain the muscle, get rugged. These butterfingers be fumbling. Squash the scrimmage and rub it in Robitussin. How I give them concussion. They see in double, they rushing and pass the shovel. The dirt and rubble, I bury them under it. Stay in your huddle and get 10 yards back. Never turn your back. I'ma pull your flag. I go full contact. Out punch, out kick like a shotgun blast on one out snap. It's a fact that I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, calling audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the...
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Horseshoe podcast, and I got my fellas with me. And guess what? I'm not faceless this week. You can see me. I'm right here. I ain't just, having an avatar showing me talking. But I'm here, guys. So let me go ahead and introduce the guys on this show, starting with Mr. Cook, who be cooking.
What's up? I'm Austin.
And the legendary Harish, who is famous for everything from politics, from the Mavericks rants, from Texas Longhorn rants. Oh, that'd be good, but no rants. Let's go ahead and introduce the guy that's a legendary in Coast history, Harish.
What, bro? I think that I deserve something, like some gift, right? I deserve something for the greatest 9-month collapse in sports history. I don't know if it's like, a ribbon, some free alcohol, some cash. Mavs fans deserve something for the greatest 9-month collapse in sports history.
Well, if you need some beer, get with Luca, because apparently he drink a lot of it. But
and LA, he can do whatever he wants in LA. Apparently, they approve of that stuff because all they care about is winning. In Dallas, we care about, I don't know what we care about right now.
Yeah, I care about going to Vegas, from what I heard. I'm not sure if that's true or not.
I don't think they care about that.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and shift the conversation back to the Indy, who is just as important as the Mavericks and other teams that we like on the show. Lakers, and we don't care about Miami, but let's get into the show, man. But before we get into the show, let's talk about this fanbattlesports.com, which is our sponsorship. You can find all our past episodes. You can find our merchandise on there. Check out the merchandise. We got great things coming up with the shows, and so just follow us on all our socials, and including the fanbattlesports.com. You can find, like I said, you can find all our past episodes, current episodes that's coming up, and all the material that we got coming up. We got some exciting things to show you guys this year, so check us out on fanbattlesports.com. And let's get into this combined results and standouts. There's been a lot of standouts for the past couple of days. Guys like, Matthew Golden, James Pierce, their guys are great. They've been showing a lot of their athleticism and how their stock has been rising to be first-round talents. And I will let Mr. Harish take the floor with this one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway from the combine this year is there's a lot of really good talent and a lot of positions of need for the Colts, right? You obviously look at DB, lots of talent at the DB position. There's safeties, there's corners, at the tight end position, lots of tight ends there, right? Obviously, the obvious guys are there, right? Your Malachi Starks, your Tyler Warrens. Like, those are your obvious guys, right? But man, just the amount of defensive talent that was at the combine this week is just insane. Just a couple names to call out. Obviously, my official pick for this team that I really want at 14, Jade Barron, the corner from Texas. Listen, I've told you guys about Jade last week. I've told you guys about him throughout the season. This is a guy that now can run a 4-3. Like, this is a corner
You
that
said
runs
4-3?
a 4.39 at
Ooh.
202 pounds. He can play
Definitely
safety.
Definitely need
Play
that.
nickel. He can play outside. That guy will easily be the best corner in the room. I don't care what anybody tells you. He will come in and be corner one. And again, in a defense where Nick Anarumo or Lou Anarumo is looking for versatility, he is the perfect fit for this team and this supposed new scheme. So obviously, like Jade Barron, doubling down as a Longhorn fan, but some other guys, Nick Anarumo, not Nick, Emin Wari is a guy that stood out. That's a guy that's just another freak, right?
Oh,
Safety.
Carolina.
I think closer to from South Carolina.
Yeah.
He's closer
Dog.
to two. Is he closer to 220? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think he was.
He's
Like
Yeah,
6'3", 220.
Yeah.
insane.
Tall,
Yeah, just
athletic. Like you said, at 220, that's a perfect spot for a safety and build for a safety. Like you said.
he can play in the box. He can play over the top. He can come in and be a run stuffer. Got really good film as well as just just being a freak athlete. And he ran a 4.43. The dude runs a 4.38. That's like, I don't know if people understand. Like, we talk about like freaks, like athletic freaks. That's he's 6'3", 220. Okay, I was right. He ran a 4.38. You don't
Yeah,
find guys like that. Like, you just don't find guys like that. So, he just feels like he's a Ballard guy. Like, that's your prototypical Ballard pick, is Nick Amenwari. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's somebody they go get. Listen, there's some other guys out there that stood out really well. There is an offensive lineman who I know Ballard is probably eyeing, and that's the offensive lineman. Let me find his name. That's the offense. I want to say he's from Missouri. Armand Membo. That's another guy that prototypical Ballard guy. There's just so much talent in so many positions.
He ran a 4.9.
Very, very good draft for us.
What position he plays?
I think he's a tackle.
He's the guard, right?
Oh,
Or
is he a
is
guard?
tackle?
I might be wrong.
I hope he's not a guard.
James Pierce did good too.
Yeah, James Pierce. Again, just another athletic freak who had an absolutely insane 40 for his size, right? Shamar Turner, another guy really interested in.
Smart.
So again,
Stewart, Texas A&M. Yeah.
Yep, Shamar Stewart from. Listen, he's an Aggie. I don't care if I don't get his name right unless we draft. I mean, again, just guys that are just athletic freaks. But I think the difference between these guys and the guys that we've seen in the past that have athletic freaks, these guys have played a lot of football.
Yeah.
They've got tape. They have experience. They've been really productive in the positions that they play. Minus Shamar Stewart. That guy. No, Shamar Stewart's going to fly up boards. That due to lack of coaching at Texas A&M, because their coaching staff is absolute garbage doo-doo. You haven't seen anything from that. So whoever gets him, if you can develop him, that dude's going to be insane. He's got like Myles Garrett level stuff, like height, weight, reach, speed, all just insane athletic ability. So
Yeah, one guy you didn't mention, But I know what you said the other day.
Jihad Campbell's a good guy.
You said you don't. Yeah, he good too. You say you don't want to see Matthew Golden go to Texas. I mean, go to the Texans because they have a whole level receiver as well with Tank being out for the year and then letting Stephon Diggs test free agency. So we hope they don't get a hold of Matthew Golden from Texas because that guy, he's fast as hell, lightning fast.
Yeah, and I focused on the defense just because I think that's where we need people. Like it's like I mentioned on the last year on this podcast, we lack so much defensive talent. I know there's a lot of good offensive weapons. Listen, I know Tyler Warren's really good. Don't listen. Shout out to Gunnar Helm. For those of people that are trashing Gunnar Helm, please stop talking. You don't know what you're talking about.
He got hurt. So, I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about the guy.
Had a grade 3 sprain, right? And he still ran the 40 at 4.97, which I don't know if he should have done that, by the way. Gunnar, I don't know why he did that. And still did all the drills, right?
Right.
And he, dude had a swollen ankle. Gunnar Helm's going to be fine. He's probably going to drop, right? It is what it is. But at the tight end position, there's just, and that's more of just the amount of insane talent there is at the tight end position, right? It's less of Gunnar Helm, just more of how stacked the tight end position is.
I mean, could that play a part for us? Could that be pay major dividends for us if he drop into 3rd round, 4th round due to this injury?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, listen, Gunnar Helm's not just Gunnar Helm was never this 4.5. He was never 4.4, 4.5 of Texas. He was always a 4.7, 4.6 guy, right? But he's a blocking tight end who can catch the ball in an RPO offense, which
that's what we run.
I don't know if you guys know that, but that's what we need, right?
Yeah, I'm with Chris on that. I'm not. I shifted my attention from Tyler Warren if we can get the guy that we're gonna talk about later on in this episode.
He's a luxury pick. I would love Tyler Warren, but I'd also love if we plug in the other 15 holes we have on this team. There's just a lack of talent. Look, I've got nothing against our corners, but none of them are top tier guys. They're all depth guys that they're being asked to do more. And so when they make mistakes, we get really pissed off at them. Why? Because that's not what they were brought in to do.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'll go on record and say, if there's an opportunity for us to draft an O-line, and he's on the board, which he's not gonna last past the 1st round, but if that's the case, I would definitely take O-line over a tight end, and we can get a tight end somewhere in free agency next week, or maybe draft one later round that's from a different team, a different college that was also good as, not better as him, better as him, but just as good and athletic, and also can block as a tight end, be an additional offensive lineman. But I definitely would take a offensive lineman. And
I did a mock draft this morning. The mock draft this morning where I actually cut them down.
Let me hear that.
And I got 2 defensive guys that I'm instant guys that are going to make.
Josh, you have just been spamming this Tyler Warren. None of us have just kind of been advocating for Tyler Warren. You just hate Tyler Warren.
But I think Josh's point, Josh isn't wrong.
He ain't wrong. He's spamming it more than we are. We're not actually saying it every episode. Tyler Warren. He's doing more of the spamming the Tyler Warren than us as us 3 fans. We haven't really advocated for it.
Well, to be fair, last week I said that's an option I gave, right? Was Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
Which he
but I've said
an option. But
go ahead, Austin.
I was just saying he is an option, but after the combine, there is a lot of guys that are options now.
Well, I mean, we knew that. I mean, like you said, just Hunter Hems. We got the tight end from Notre Dame, who was also as good as well. I mean, we got other options.
Mason Taylor from LSU.
Familiar?
I
Oh,
do
yeah,
look pretty good too.
he's a dog too. We got options. It's just that, like you said, luxury pick. Because last year it was a luxury pick as well with Brock Bowers. That's the only reason why it was mentioned. Because you're just having that tight end, having a dog tight end as a weapon, uh, other than your normal receivers and running back. Those guys or has to be accounted for as well. So we covering all bases. We just not just straight advocates of getting Tyler Warren. But I wouldn't be mad if they got him. I wouldn't be mad if they didn't get him.
Yeah. The running back group in this draft is also really good. Really.
Yeah, we definitely need an RB2.
You need an
in this
RB2
draft.
and you need a guy that can catch. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of those guys in this draft.
Who would be your RB2? We're talking about Junty. We're not let's ignore that part. But who will be your RB2 in this draft to back up and give JT a breather from what he did last year, carrying the load and having a bounce back year? Who would be your RB2 from this draft?
I'll let you go. Austin. I've said mine so far.
Because I like the guy from Ohio State, Henderson.
Yeah.
Guy's
Yeah,
beast.
I forget the dude's name. He ran the fastest 40. I liked him. I just can't think of his name. I mean, obviously, the homer pick for me is Dylan Sampson. I think he's just very athletic and he can catch too. But
Will he make it past the rounds that we probably project him as?
I think he's possibly a second rounder or third rounder. I don't know.
Oh
though.
yeah. Because at first, didn't he get injured? I thought.
He got hurt, but like it wasn't a major injury.
I thought he tore his ACL. Did he not?
Not No, not this year. I don't think he
Oh.
has at Tennessee.
Ooh, Jadon Blue ran a 4.3.
Jaden Blue has a fumbling problem. I don't really like.
You got
Somebody
Trevor
his fumbling
Etienne.
problem, and like that's like a 5th round pick.
Who? Blue?
Jaden
Yeah.
Blue. I wouldn't pick him up until the 4th or 5th round. Like, that's
Devon Edwards.
Yeah. I really like Devin Neal, man. I really
Yes.
like Devin Neal from Kansas. That's who I really like.
That's a dog.
He protects
love-
the ball really well.
Yeah.
That's a big running back.
Yeah, a guy who can catch the ball in the backfield. Has decent speed still. Like I think he ran like a 4.4 40. I think like the
4.5.
average for running back was like 4.41 or something. Was the average across the board or something insane like that.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Guy. Or no, he ran 4.58. I think the average was 4.1. People don't like it, but I mean, I don't see like anything wrong with like the guy from Virginia Tech, Tutton.
Yeah,
That guy looked really good, but he's gonna go in the 2nd round. Again, just a prototypical guy that you're gonna get. That's a receiving back out of the backfield.
Have you guys
Yeah,
seen
I really,
Raheem Sanders?
Rocket Sanders. Yeah, that's a guy you can get in the later rounds.
Yep. So
There's a Rocket Sanders. Yeah.
she said,
Again, there's so many options.
"Oh, you're not a troll. I have never seen you troll, Teresa. I don't know. Who called you that, Teresa. Let us know who called you a troll so we can defend your honor because we haven't. I don't know you to be a troll. Do what we can do. If Warren is there at 14, then we get him, but he probably won't be there. I mean, just as long as I've been a fan and known teams done things that was confusing or just like, okay, well, they didn't need this guy. I've always known take the best player available. I mean, if he's there, I guess
Chris Ballard doesn't know that, but we know that.
I can rephrase that, Josh. You don't hate him. I know that defense does win championship, and you have to have a defense to get to that point, and we don't have it right now. We're far away from being where we should be at when it comes down to defense. And hopefully, having Lou on this side of the defense help us moving forward. RJ Harvey and Ali Gordon. Gordon, that's good too. But
There's a lot of running backs.
yes, it is heavy. This one, I mean, we haven't mentioned that one, but I doubt he'd be on the board with us.
This is the one guy I want nothing to do with.
Explain that.
I don't think Scatterbo is an NFL running back
Why not?
because he's not going to be productive.
I mean, you want him to have starter numbers, or you want him to have like, just something like how.
So how would you use Cam Scatterbo in our offense? Like, how would you utilize Cam Scatterbo?
Me personally, I would use him how you would use Naheem Hines and how you use Zach Moss.
And he's never going to see the field because we didn't use Naheem Hines enough or at all.
They did when they had Rivers, but then like you say, yeah, they didn't initially before they traded him. They did not.
And now we have a completely different system.
Right. Which
we have an RPO running back system.
The guys that to me, the guys that was backups, Trey Sermon and Tyler Goodson was not guys that you would use frequently from the backfield.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying for us.
I think where I think, and Cam Scatterbo is one of those guys where the system has to fit, or he's not going to deliver. You know why he did so well at Arizona State last year? Because the system fit. They had a first-year head coach who had a great system in a league that was predicated around spreading the ball out, getting you in space, where guys couldn't tackle. Right? Like Big 12 is not known for tackling. And listen, Cam Scatterbo lit us up in that quarterfinal. But that was after 3.5 quarters of doing nothing and then being down by 18 on a 4th down. They basically threw the ball on a halfback pass, and then the floodgates kind of opened back up, right?
Yeah.
So that's my concern with Cam Scatterbo. When things are not going well, he also has a big attitude problem. Like I look at Cam Scatterbo and I see arrogance. Because if you remember that game, he was yelling at. They were all doing it, right? Quarterback yelling at guys, running back yelling. We already have a culture problem, so that's not a guy I would want to bring in here. Like he's not a guy that's like a leader. He's a guy that's probably if he doesn't get the ball at 35, he's gonna cry like a little baby on the sideline.
Well, yeah, if he's gonna be a backup, definitely gonna be an issue because JT is gonna get the ball the first 3 downs. So I understand what you're saying, with the clarity that you're giving us. But
I don't have nothing to do with
that. If you guys don't have anything else for the combine, go ahead, Austin. I forgot. Go ahead and mention. I don't want to leave you out of this, but go ahead with your thoughts on the combine and your standout.
Harish said a lot of the guys that I also had at defensive end. I like Landon Jackson from Arkansas. I feel like he's grew ever since he got there, and he might be a good guy to look into. At defensive tackle, CJ West from Indiana. I feel like he showed up pretty well at the combine, and Darius Alexander from Toledo.
Toledo?
Yeah.
Yeah, Darius Alexander's really good. Why you say Toledo like that?
Huh?
Why you say Toledo like that?
Because those are the teams that badly look at. He look at all of the teams that are not Power 5 teams. So he always look at.
Well, Quinyon Mitchell came from Toledo.
And did he get drafted? He got passed on.
No,
Well, that's because we don't know how to draft. See?
So yeah.
And then the only DB that you didn't say that I had was Maxwell Hairston from Kentucky.
Oh yeah,
He looked pretty good to me. A guy that maybe we get in the second round ish.
He's a slot corner to me, right? Like the problem with Rocket, I think he's undersized too. But he can play slot corner. If you're talking about like a guy that can come in and sit there behind Kenny Moore, right? You figure Kenny Moore probably only has like what 3 years left, maybe.
Now, when I said the coach should add Mike Hilton, folks said no, that's not a good move.
Yeah,
there's no difference than adding him and help him teach that defense to the guys that don't know the defense. I
really like Ty Robinson, the defensive line from Nebraska.
From who?
Nebraska.
Defensive lineman from Nebraska. That's a guy you're gonna. That's like a guy you'll get like in the 6th or 7th round.
Yeah, we're gonna trade 4 or 5 times, so we're gonna have extra picks anyway, so we can get them.
Yeah. So why not?
We'll
We gotta
get
get
like we'll get offensive linemen that nobody's heard of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. No, that's a good call. That's probably.
Any other standouts that you have on your list? You didn't mention James. I had to mention that for you.
Well, you already mentioned him. Like, I mean,
guess he sucked.
I don't think we're gonna draft him.
Yeah.
I have heard he has an attitude problem, and he wasn't. He never really talked to the media while he was at Tennessee, and I think there was a reason for that. So I don't think he's a guy that Ballard will draft, but I do think he's. I mean, he's great. He played great for us.
They're saying the same thing. They're saying the same thing about Shador Sanders. He have an attitude problem or arrogant. This is happening every year. You know, look what happened to AD Mitchell.
He did that to himself. You could see that on Shador from day one. Like, you didn't need the draft process done, the combine process done.
AD Mitchell. Then they said him having attitude and using diabetes as a reason for him to slide in the draft. I mean,
well, they tried to slide his little medical issue as try to put that as a slide to him. Another guy I really like, Andrew Makuba, the safety from Texas. Obviously, just again another guy that versatile safety, play over the top, play underneath, 4-year starter. Played big time college football. Played in back-to-back playoffs. A guy that has a lot of experience. There was a defensive lineman I really like, a defensive tackle. Oh, Jay is it Pegues? Pegus? Pegus? I don't know what his name is. The defensive tackle from Ole Miss.
What's the DN from Boise State?
DN from Boise State is Ahmad Hassanin. He gave me. I was trying to find a comp to him, but he's not undersized. He feels more like an outside linebacker from what I saw. He's got a lot of speed. He got some power too. He felt like an outside linebacker.
I mean, definitely need some linebackers because our podcasters led the league in missed tackles.
Well, he's listed as an edge rusher, which makes me believe he's like a linebacker in a 3-4.
Oh, in 3-4.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't have that.
They have Baron Sorrell listed here as an Aggie. How embarrassing! What in the world are we doing?
Teresa said, "Always a great show, guys. Always a pleasure. Sorry, I call you Cookie instead of Austin. He's okay with Cookie. He's okay with Cookie.
I don't mind. It's my Twitter name, so.
Oh, that's fair.
As long as you don't say it in front of his wife, you're good to go.
Oh.
Yeah, because she's like, who called you that? That's my name. I'll call you.
Right.
So yeah, you're good, Teresa. It's always good to have you in the comments, supporting the podcast, and the rest of you that's tuning in. Josh, always a pleasure. Chris, he'd been on the podcast. He was the host. So Sarah and Sean. I haven't seen Sean in a while. It was good, Sean. But yeah, let's move on to the next topic, and that is free agency up next. Starting Monday, that's when the tampering period begins. And we know that our team, GM of 9 years, does nothing in this period. He does it at the end of the week, where he says the third phase or whatever it is, phase 3 or whatever it is. He say that's when he finds the best players in the third phase instead of the first and second. But what you think about this free agency? Are you guys excited about it, or is a little okay?
Participate in it. What's there to be excited about?
Yeah, it's like we're just waiting. Like I don't know if anything's gonna happen. Nobody knows if anything's gonna happen. We know stuff needs to happen, but we'll see.
It feels like the league should, have an exemption for the Colts. They should put draft for us first, and then we do free agency afterwards. Because free agency for us is just nothing. It's just like preseason. It's just, it's like camp for us. It's like, yeah, he look at it. He's like, oh yeah, that's a nice guy. Trey Greenlaw. You know what? Never mind. He costs too much. Let him go somewhere. Jeremy Chin, he wants $3 million. Oh, that's too much money. He goes somewhere else. It just seemed like he bypassed talent.
Yeah.
And just get the. I mean, I'm not saying Samson Ebukam was a bad pick. It just he settled for that.
Yeah.
He settled for that. I mean, it turned out good for us, but it was a settle. He settled for that and just ended up being that guy. Samson came from Niners too. Samuel Womack came from Niners as well. I mean, Buckner came from the Niners. So I understand that. It's just that he does not go through the first wave. There's talent that's being released every day now. And he just chooses to bypass it. And then at the end of the season, he always tells us the same thing. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I should have never ran it back. I should have done this. I should have done that. Here's opportunity. We are, possibly could, make some cuts and get more cap. We just got more. The cap just increased. So who you think? I mean, he says he would do things a little different this season. In this case, I know you guys don't believe it, but who should he target? Like a big free agent, not just a guy that's, we're just filling the gap, but a guy that will make an impact on either side of the field. Not a overpaying a kicker, but a guy that impacts, because Matt Gay didn't impact nothing. So if he does make this move, what about the offensive lineman from the Bengals that they cut? I think they're starting right guard or something like that, or
Kappa.
Yeah.
I heard that guy sucks.
I heard people say he was kind of bad.
I heard it was terrible.
Okay, well, yeah, stay away from that then. I mean, could Sam Darnold be the high price free agent? I don't know.
I think I only had like 4 guys that I was thinking about.
What do you think about if we brought in Slay? Like, I know he's 34, but he's a vet.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that, me personally, because we did that with Gilmore. He was old, and he worked out.
Yeah, but if you bring in Slay, you have to bring in talent behind him. We can't be just like, oh, Slay, and then Womack.
Yeah, Slay, and then draft first or second round cornerback.
Yeah.
You bring in Slay and then draft like a Will Johnson or a Johnny Barron. I think it's great.
Yeah, I mean, that'll work. Like you said,
you fix the secondary. I think if you do that, like you bring in Slay and you draft like a Will Johnson or a Johnny Barron, as long as Juju, you hope and pray, as long as Juju can stay healthy, you got a really good secondary. I think. Like what fixing a secondary means, right? But you've got to be able to be willing to do both things.
As long as they stay away from James Bradbury, I am good to go.
Oh yeah, stay away from him.
Stay away from that guy. He is cooked. He is super cooked. Bring in Greenlaw, Campbell, and get rid of Zaire. And he's Campbell who? The guy that quit on the Niners? No way. No way.
I do think EJ will be gone, but Zaire's not going nowhere. So
man, I'd trade Zaire. I'd trade Zaire in a heartbeat. I don't even care. Trade him.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, he's not though. Like, he's gonna be on the team next year.
I got to send friends and a cornerback.
I know that's what I want to do.
That cornerback from the Niners, is it Ward or is it safety?
Yeah, Ward. I think.
Chardavius Ward. Yeah, I mean that wouldn't be a bad shot either.
Yeah, we get him. If we get him instead of Lay, yeah, I definitely would be okay with that. Yeah, he's much younger.
I'd also like Drake Campbell. Wouldn't be a bad shout.
I have a thought. Jamal.
I've thought about him too, but he just hasn't done anything in like 2 or 3 years.
And been injured.
Yeah, I don't see any difference.
And like he only had one good year
with the Lions.
I feel like.
Would you bring in Raheem Mostert?
He's been pretty
31
good
years old.
as
Yeah.
long as he's healthy. Like I
Yeah.
don't think he would be terrible, especially if we draft somebody later for him to like kind of be their vet. I know JT
J.K.
is there too,
Dobbins?
but J.K.
What you say?
Dobbins would. I feel like J.K. Dobbins could play. Like he would get on the field. He would be RB2.
Yeah.
The thing about both of the guys you name, they can't be every down backs for us. They
Well,
have to
no,
be.
but we got
You don't need
JT.
it out back. Yeah,
I'm
Jonathan
just
Taylor.
yeah. I'm just saying that I prefer them to be in the role they are because of that. Because those guys are injury prone. I mean, J.K. been injured since he been drafted out of Ohio State, but when he went to Chargers, L.A. Chargers, he kind of was on track until he got injured again.
Yeah.
Same thing with Raheem. I mean, I think one year he was leading the league in rushing. I mean, rushing touchdowns. I think he had was it last year or previous year? At one point, he was leading the league in touchdowns.
Was it when he was with the Dolphins?
Yes.
I think
He
it
was-
was like 2 years ago,
I'd
right?
say it
Because
would be
when
2
he
years
first got
ago.
traded.
Yeah, he didn't do as good last season, but like he stayed healthy, which is something he hasn't done in his career.
You're right.
Yeah.
He said, O-line all draft.
No, thank you. I'm sick of drafting no linemen.
Blue like vets. I mean, and we like vets. We need vets. We don't have that. We've been preaching that for the longest. Our defense is young. Our offense is young. We need a veteran guy to lead both sides of the ball, especially on defense. And Lou needs somebody to rely on that he can count on to make a play, as we had with Eberflus when he had with Maniac. We knew Maniac was going to make a play. He's going to get an interception. He's going to get a sack. He's going to get a game changing play to stop cause the offense to punt the ball. And so we need a guy like that. We need a game changer.
You know who would be a great pickup if he doesn't stay?
Who?
Kenneth Gainwell
From what team it is?
from the Eagles.
Eagles running back.
Their backup running back for the Eagles.
I mean,
He kind of fits that really good salary mold that Chris Ballard likes, nice and cheap. The only difference is he's been very productive.
Gabe.
Yeah, and he's a very good pass
And now he's
catcher.
a Super Bowl champion. There you go.
I do want to address his comment that Gabe saying. He said Zaire just got a contract. He's staying. Guess who else got a good new contract? Brandon Ayuk got a contract with the Niners, and they're shopping him. So it doesn't matter. You're just getting a contract.
Yeah,
You
but
need to be shopped.
I don't think we're shopping him though.
Yeah, well, I'm
If
just
we
saying
were
that.
shopping him.
Unfortunately, his
Yeah,
podcast won't
I mean-
last enough. Coming
needs
back
to
for
get-
How will it work with him and EJ not in the same city though?
Dang.
Listen to the new version, bro.
That's just gonna be like anybody else that does it. But if Podcast P, Paul George can make that statement as he did and focus on the season, I think our podcasters can do the same thing.
He went from playoff P to podcast P. That dude switched. Jesus.
And guess who did that? Your boy did that. Your boy did that.
Yeah, ended his career before he ended the Mavericks. He ended everybody else's. And then now he's the Lakers.
The thing about back up,
Let's go back.
pass blocking. Let's say he needs to quit. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know he won't get traded. Stranger things has happened before. We think that players going to stay and they end up being traded or cut. It's about the cap. They think that they can get a cap, get more cap to the team, and possibly make a bigger move. They'll trade his ass in a heartbeat. I mean,
I don't listen. Nothing fools me anymore. Anything can happen. Everything is on the table. I am not. Listen, I've seen it. I have now seen it all. Anything can happen. Anything is possible. So I'm not like. Maybe I'm just jaded because of what I've experienced in the last 30 days. But anything can happen. Maybe that's just personal feelings. So it looks like Josh had to step away for a second. But
Wait, what happened now? I'm sorry.
I was just saying, I nothing fools me anymore this point. I think
I agree. I can say, I mean, if he stays, I'm going to support him. If he doesn't, hey, wish you luck. Yeah, Javon Holland, I definitely the safety. Oh hell yeah, that guy he's a thumper for
Yankee
real.
comes here? Absolutely not.
Huh?
I don't think he comes to. I don't even think he sniffs Indianapolis.
Oh yeah, he probably going to bypass us and go get a big contract somewhere else.
You know
Yeah,
where
but
I
I'd
think
take him.
Yeah, if he's free
Oh
and,
yeah, I'll
and
take him in a heartbeat. I just don't think he comes here. Like I think I could see him going to like Detroit.
oh, I hope not.
I could see him
Um,
like the Rams, maybe the Niners or the Rams,
Seattle,
Baltimore. I don't know who Baltimore's corners are or
they
safety.
Humphrey still right now. Is currently
Yeah,
just
I
I
mean,
know Humphrey.
I mean they got Kyle Hamilton.
He's
Marcus
safe,
Williams
man.
not old, but um,
Who's old?
Marcus Williams, their other safety.
Oh yeah. And then he what team he played for before he went? I think it was Saints. Yeah, Saints.
Hey, is that the same guy? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, bomb.
Bengals, like the Bengals could use a safety. I'm just
They
trying
had
to
to,
think of teams that are like contenders, but just like could use somebody that's a safety. I just don't see them coming to a place like Indy where we have no culture. Like there's nothing exciting. Like Indianapolis is hard enough to sell to free agents, right? So then what's next? You've got to sell the team, and there's nothing that sells this team right now. Hey, do you want to come? You want to come to Indianapolis and do what you're doing in Miami? Like
let's talk about
playoffs?
let's talk about this list of quarterbacks that the Colts are interested in that could possibly beat out AR for the QB1 spot. The list that they mentioned with Daniel Jones. They mentioned Justin Fields, a former coach, Jacoby Brissett, and Trey Lance. Those are the four quarterbacks that they mentioned. I think Monday, I think it was Sunday like that. They mentioned those four guys that the Colts are interested in to compete with AR for the QB1 spot. What are your thoughts with this, Austin?
I don't really love the list other than Fields, obviously. Rich Eisen mentioned Daniel Jones, and he said it was intriguing, and I was like, no, it's not. Like, that's not intriguing. I don't want Daniel Jones on my team.
Yeah,
Uh, Trey Lance, I like Trey Lance coming out of college, but he's not done anything since he got in the league. Um, and who was the last one again?
Jacoby Brissett, who's already been,
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett. I feel like he's passed. It's passed. I don't want Jacoby back on the team now.
I mean, Jacoby got
So
his coach fired in New England. I'm just playing, but
so
yeah,
yeah, I mean that list is just kind of bad. So I mean, if we end up with any of those guys besides Fields, it's gonna be rough.
yeah. I mean, especially Trey Lance. Like I said, he was a top 10 pick. Was it he was top 10 pick with the
Yeah.
Niners 5 years ago. I can't remember the exact year he was drafted, but he was a top 5 pick and was supposed to be, the guy for the Niners. But then they got Jimmy G. They when they got several other quarterbacks that actually led them to Super Bowls instead of Lance, and he just been sitting as QB3. He wasn't even QB2. He just never seen the field.
Like they brought him in and then he got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Like
Thing
or his
first year.
ACL or something.
Yeah, first year, then
He
second
missed, like,
year.
almost 2 years. Yeah. That was
Yeah.
less like him and more just like he's not injured. And then he just really hasn't been able to find a home after that.
I mean, he stayed with the team, but they just never played him. They played Brock Purdy, so they never.
Yeah, because they kept winning without him. So it's like, well, now what do we
I mean, nothing wrong with that. It's just that he wasn't given opportunity even then he got traded to Dallas. He gave it to Cooper Rush, which now I think we can get him as a guy to compete with AR.
Ooh,
Because
Trey Lance?
Cooper Rush.
Oh,
I
God.
mean,
Yeah, Cooper Rush is trash.
No thanks. Listen, don't let Jerry Jones fool you. Cooper Rush is
he
terrible.
he is fooling me right now because I mean that he for
I
him to
brought
say
him up, so yeah.
for him to say that he without saying he's better than Dak, I'm like, you're a fool. But hey,
Who's better than Dak?
Rush, he was
That's what Jerry Jones said.
it was without he didn't say like the exact words, but you can read between
Yeah.
lines like, hey, we're winning with Rush. Yeah, you only won how many games?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
like
ain't
crazy.
yeah, Gabe. The list is trash. I mean, the list is trash. I mean, the first name was trash. Daniel Jones. I mean, ass. Not even trash. Ass. I'm gonna say that on the podcast if I can. I don't want to be banned, but that pick alone, that player alone is that's bad. That list was bad. The name.
We're
His
really
name was
thinking about like quarterbacks and free agency. I'd only go after two. If you don't get either of those two, then you go for the draft.
Who are the guys you the two guys? I mean Sam, of course Sam doing them.
I mean, just the obvious ones, right? Like Justin Fields and Sam Darnold. And if you can't get either of those, then you move on. Like you're like, hey, Justin, you want to come compete for to potentially be our starter for like 10 mil? No? No, you want 15? All right. Well, Sam, you want 50, you want 10? No. Then you just go draft one. I think you can go draft Jackson Dart in the second round or draft Quinn Ewers in the third round or the second round. Like those guys would do just. If you're telling me Jackson Dart or Quinn Ewers wouldn't push Anthony Richardson, then you're crazy.
I mean,
see the list.
If they think Daniel Jones can, then why wouldn't they think either one of those two can?
Well, I don't know what Chris Ballard thinks half the time.
I see.
So
Joshua,
I
see Joshua Dobbs. I see. I mean, we mentioned Jameis Winston last episode. I mean, the list is thin. I mean,
trade for Hendon Hooker.
Marcus Mariota, no. Tyler Heineke, maybe. I mean, just the list is just not really good.
List. There's just
it is
good quarterbacks and free. Dude, yeah, there's just no good quarterbacks in free agency.
I mean, I see Tyler Huntley, but so yeah, the list is just. I mean, that's a pathetic list. I mean, I'm
is terrible.
Russell Wilson as a backup. I mean, maybe.
Kyle McCord was terrible against bad competition.
Who?
Kyle McCord was bad against bad competition at Syracuse.
So yeah, the list is just no to Zach Wilson. Yeah, I mean this list is just pathetic. Oh, that's what he said in the 6th. That's the guy from Indiana, right?
No,
and I think the other
Syracuse.
Syracuse.
Oh, sorry about that. Let's move on to the next topic. I mean, let's stop talking about this Deebo Samuel. He's not a good pickup. Wouldn't have been a good pickup. He got traded for a 5th round pick to the Commanders. Indy wouldn't have got that. We don't need this guy. He is a one-trick pony. Yeah, he was used as a running back, and he somewhat good in offense, but he is cooked. Fans need to stop.
He was used as a running back because he couldn't play wide receiver. What are we talking about?
So fans, stop ranting about this. Let this go. Let this go. Let the James Bradbury comments go. Darius Slay, yeah, maybe, but let this go. Ballard would have made this move. We got receivers already. That are injury prone or injured. We need another guy that's already paid a lot of money. And so moving along, this is the topic that I want to talk about. Should Indy trade for Michael Mayer? It's been rumors that the Raiders are looking to trade him. We don't know the comps yet, but if the Colts are interested in making this move, should they make this move, which will eliminate a tight end need in the draft? What you think, Arish?
Hell yeah.
What would be the comp? He's not a 1st and 3.
Give him a 5th or a 6th rounder.
Yeah, he's not a 1st and 3. Yeah, I definitely want to give him.
I might even give him a 7th.
Battle will give it 2-6.
Take it. I don't care. You can have
Uh,
this year and next year sixth. I don't care. Whatever you want. Listen, if Debo Samuel went for a fifth round, then Michael Mayer is not going to go for more than that. Actually, I don't know. I think it's like, I also think it kind of depends on contract. Like, I don't know how much time is
He's
left on
still
his
young.
Yeah, he's still very young. Michael Mayer is like, what,
I
20?
think it's 25 or 26.
Let's see if we can find him on this little thing here.
I
I'll
mean,
try to
we make this trade. He's our best tight end that we've
Easily.
Tight end
had in a while.
24. He's
24?
yeah, he's 24. He signed a 4-year contract. I think he's got 3 years left, 2 years left on that contract.
Wow,
You
he
might
got
get
there at
away
20.
with
Yeah,
a fifth or a
yeah.
sixth round, right?
That's
You can
a
give him a sixth round for that.
that's a no-brainer. If
No
we
brainer.
can get him, we should get him.
Yeah,
Yeah, we should
absolutely.
get next week definitely. Like you said, or now we can trade now. Starting now, we can make
You don't need
trades.
to wait till next week. Here, I'll call him for you.
Brady Cook from Missouri. We can play for Wishbone in Washington.
I actually think Debo in Washington's a very good fit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think it's a very good fit.
Yeah, I mean, just saying 6th round. If we can get him, trade a 5th and 6th for Mayer, that easily helps our need for tight end. I mean, guy can block. I mean, he's athletic. He's a big guy, and can be used as a offensive line. Blocking as a extra offensive line. So you definitely can't beat that because we don't have a guy on our team other than is it Mallory, the only one that is our best blocking tight end, because the rest of them is not good at that.
I don't have any tight ends. They all suck. None of our tight ends can do anything. So he'd be a great addition to the game.
So I definitely take that. So, what about you? Well, you said already, Austin. Yeah, no brainer. We're gonna go ahead and go our wish list. Let's go our wish list part 2 of free agency, since it's coming up next week with the tampering period. Who you can go 3 picks, 2 picks, or even one player for your wish list. Who would you get after the latest moves that have been made recently for players getting cut, possibly on the trading block? Who would you want as a next indie player? Go ahead, Austin.
So I'm thinking safety, cornerback, linebacker. So for safety, either Holland or uh Chin. I like Jeremy Chin.
Yeah.
And then cornerback, I'm thinking Ward or Slay. And then linebacker, I like Greenlaw.
Mm, mm. Great picks. What about you, Harish?
Yeah, I'm probably thinking safety too, but I would like, the guy that everybody else wants. I just don't think we'll get him. Like, I just not. There's nothing that makes me think that Javon Holland wants to come. I don't even think he even talks to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said it last week. I really like Jeremy Chin. I think Jeremy Chin would be a great pickup for us. And I kind of like Jordan Poyer.
Oh,
He's a
safety,
little
yeah.
older. Yeah, he's 33, right? But again, you're just talking about a guy that can bring in that can do something for you. And then if I dig down into the bin, right? Never mind, there's nobody there. Oh, Hufanga, Talado Hufanga, the guy from the Niners. Like, that's a guy who's probably much more in that comfort range that Ballard likes to spend. But again, a guy that has a lot of production. So I mean, I guess those are 3 guys at the safety that I like, and then I kind of think we should go guard as well. I think we should go guard. in free agency because we need some interior linemen. And I mean, we didn't do it. I guess was that 2 years ago, 3 years ago when we had the opportunity, or last year. I think Dalton Reisner would be a good pickup for us.
Oh, I've been definitely been. It's in Minnesota, right?
Denver. Well, not Denver. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Or,
Minnesota.
no, you're right. Minnesota. Like Dalton Reisner would be a good pickup, I think. I think a guy like Liam Eichenberg could be a solid pickup. I mean, again, you're looking for guys that can come in, and when somebody gets hurt, you're not looking around and being like, okay, well, let's go get Joe from McDonald's to be our guard. Like, yeah, you're gonna have, again, this is assuming Will Fries doesn't re-sign, right? Because right now, I don't think we have a starter there either, unless Glowinski. I think Glowinski's a free agent too. So you got
yeah.
a glaring you got a glaring hole at the interior lineman spot.
I'm glad you didn't mention this. What you did last week, the linebacker Isaiah Simmons. We talked about was it the guy from Vegas, the linebacker, Liaison?
Le'Veon Chason?
Yeah, Chason. Yeah, another linebacker. Because I think our linebackers is a weakness. I know a lot of people don't bring up linebacker a lot, but our linebacker is definitely a weakness that we need to plug in. And I had D line, Josh Sweat. That's an underrated move.
Oh yeah, that'd be a great pickup. Again, Super Bowl champion, a guy that knows how to win, a guy that understands what it takes, right?
Yep. Still young as well,
and he played big in the Super Bowl too. Like
he actually did.
Yeah,
that's the same guy that said he should have won an MVP, right?
Yep. If it wasn't for Jalen Hurts, like only having like 2 incompletions, he probably would have won MVP.
I was voting for him.
I agree.
I mean, he was my pick until I was like, oh wait, Jalen Hurts has like 3 incompletions that pushed into the end zone like 5 times. So never mind.
Oh,
sorry, Josh Sweat, you have no shot. Try to get tush pushed into the end zone next year.
Greenlaw and Ward. I mean, like I said, Ward is that's both of those are good picks. It's too. Anything anywhere from any player from the Niners, Eagles would be great because they've been there twice in the past 3 seasons. Been there twice Super Bowl, lost once and won this past season. So adding a player that know how to win definitely helps. And then it helps that our coach knows them. He coached them or against them. So that's definitely. But then getting a player from Niners, it helps as well because they historically have a good defense. They said now.
Yeah, I think Justin Reed's interesting. I just don't know. I don't know if he would. I mean, I don't know. I guess
the safety from the Chiefs.
Yeah.
What about DJ
Reed / kicker?
He says kicker.
DJ Reed.
DJ Reed, is it a safety or corner? Because I know he played a lot of corner. I mean, he played a lot of safety with the Jets.
Oh yeah, for the Jets. Yeah,
he was, pretty good.
Corners. Byron Murphy, corner for the Vikings, really good guy.
Ooh.
Really good corner.
Yes.
Mike Hilton wouldn't be a bad shout. A guy that already knows the system as well. He's only 30. And I know 30 doesn't seem young, but 30's still in the middle of his prime, right?
I mean, unless Battle go all in and get, Trey.
That ain't happening, man. Ballard ain't going all in.
Hey, who I'm kidding, man? I'm kidding myself. I'm convincing myself this, knowing that our GM and if they get a call, and if they call him and say, "Hey, we're going to offer Trey for a second and a third," he's gonna be like, "Oh, that's too much."
Never mind. No, I don't like that.
Any other?
Eric Stokes would be a bad shout. That'd be a good pickup. But I mean, he's a free agent. I'm sure Green Bay is going to re-sign him or tag him or something. Eric Stokes would be awesome. That costs a lot though. But I mean, again, the problem with the list I'm looking at is like this is all current free agents. It doesn't account for like guys that will get tagged or guys that are probably gonna re-sign. That's the problem with Sport Track is like as of today, these are your free agents. But Eric Stokes is a corner, 100%. That's the guy I don't think he'll get. If somehow he ends up being a free agent, which I don't expect for the sake of the conversation.
Yeah, bring in Calais Campbell.
Yeah, all we need is another 85-year-old defensive player. We should have retired like 15 years ago.
Yeah, definitely. Him going to Miami was not. You said what now?
That fits the Ballard mold.
Yeah, going all in for Calais Campbell. Read the comments before we get up out of here. All right, fellas, I'm gonna head out. Always fun talking to y'all. Have a good night. Same to you, Josh. Anything that y'all want to add before we get up out of this episode? I mean,
don't get too happy when it comes to Monday.
Yeah, Monday. I guess Tuesday episode is gonna be pretty much nothing. It's pretty much. It's like what the coach do on Monday.
Yeah, we're gonna call the show. You know, probably something along the lines of what the Colts didn't do again,
or empty promises.
That's probably what next week's show is gonna be called. Just spoiler alert.
Empty promises.
I didn't promise us anything. You promised me nothing.
But yeah,
that's what it's gonna be called.
What's gonna be called?
New Year's same free agency. I think I really expect it to be something like, you know, what the Colts didn't do again, like something again, like just something like that. I don't know, just something facetious.
See, spoiler alert. He giving you out. He's letting you guys know what next week is going to be like. It's going to be like that. Sneak peek. So stay tuned for.
It's going to be exciting. We're going to have like 3 new players.
We're not going to have any new players. Guys, we had to re-sign our guys. I just didn't have any production, and then I turned around and didn't have any money again. Like the 9th straight year. Like we re-signed, overpaid our own guys, and didn't have money again. Like I don't know why this keeps happening.
That's just what it is. But let's get up out of here, guys. Go ahead and plug in y'all socials, so we can get up out of here. Go ahead, Austin.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at CookieAustin2.
Go ahead, the legendary Harish.
Hey, you can find me at the Uncle Gandhi on Twitter. Thursday nights with my boy Tim Wayne. Soon we will have Matt Brown again to talk about profit sharing in college sports. It's an episode we've been trying to get put together for a few months now, but hopefully soon we'll be able to get him on and talk about profit sharing. And we'll make fun of the Aggies baseball team, who's the fakest #1 baseball team in the country.
Yeah, tune in Thursday at what time?
8:30 p.m.
8:30 p.m. Yeah, tune in to that. You know, they got those guys do a great job breaking down the college, not just in Texas, but pretty much all of college. So tune in every Thursday at 8:30. So don't want to miss that. And then you find us every Tuesday at 9:30 Eastern time. You can follow us on all the social, and you can also subscribe to our channel at Horseshoe_mob. You can find me at Who Is Josh Senior. We're gonna check up out of here, guys. We'll see y'all next week. I know all of us is gonna be excited next week on our free agency. So tune in next week at 9:30 Eastern time. We're gonna check out.
On 1 out snap, it's a fact that I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, calling audible.